Two-time Hall of Fame inductees, Brent Godarzi and Marty Young. Back-to-back #1 trucking firm in the nation. Back-to-back best attorney and best law firm in East Texas.
Hello Buckeye fans, Jeff Rash here. Welcome to the Gilmer Coaches Show. I'm joined today by the star of our show, head coach and athletic director, Alan Metzel. And we're just coming off another victory. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
Once again, I spent a lot of time the last season and this season congratulating you.
I like that.
I know, yeah.
Let's keep it that way.
Let's do.
Yes.
So the Buckeyes came out 48-6 over their opponent, the Atlanta Rabbits, this last week. And Alan, we felt like we would have a win, obviously, in that game. Rabbits struggling with some
They've had
injuries.
some key injuries.
Yeah, they've had some injuries. And but I honestly was impressed. I thought they played well. They played all four quarters as hard as I thought they could. I thought they were a worthy opponent.
No doubt. David Plunk is a great coach. He was at Hallsville for years. He's been at Denton Ryan as an assistant for the past several years, or Denton Geyer. And so he's been around a long time. He's got great character, and he's putting his imprint on their program and doing a good job.
Yeah, he'll probably do quite well over there. It takes a little time to build culture and everybody get used to one another. But we saw the same thing in Henderson.
No doubt.
New coach there. You can tell.
Right.
You know,
it takes a little while to get it going your way.
Yeah, not every coach gets to come in their first year as head coach and go to the state championship.
Not everybody gets
a little spoiled.
We inherited quite the tradition, so I'm grateful.
Yeah, well, you helped build that tradition too. You've been here 20 years.
Thank you.
So it's not like you were the new guy.
I appreciate it.
But Buckeyes did come out on top. I thought everybody played well. Again, we talked last week about how the Buckeyes look like they're not in week 2 or 3. They look like they're way further into the season. I know that it was probably a little hard. We talked about this after the game. It's hard to keep a rhythm when you're purposely playing slower. Explain that a little bit.
Okay, I thought we played pretty well in the first half. You know, we play fast, we have high tempo, etc. I'll take the blame on our third quarter kind of a hiccup, you know, where we didn't look as sharp. I slowed it down. I slowed our tempo down. It got us out of our momentum, and so that's on me. And so
but you slowed it down intentionally.
I did.
Because you're trying not to run up the score.
Wear it out, right.
Yeah.
And but I think sometimes, you know, you have to decide when and how, and I think I was maybe a little quick on that, and it caused us to lose some of our rhythm, I think, is what you saw.
Yeah, because we're not used to eating up play clock.
No, that's not
we're
typically
we're getting off plays within 8 seconds or so, and to go to 20 seconds makes a difference.
It does, and now you'd like to be able to make plays regardless, but it did get us out of our rhythm, whatever that is, and we kind of picked the pace back up, kind of got back into our rhythm, and had a couple of good drives, and so I was pleased that we finished well in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, had a lot of guys touch the ball.
Absolutely.
In the game, a lot of people score.
Right.
Defense again looked
solid,
like a wall.
Really solid.
I mean, they're just like a.
They're sharp right now.
They really are. They are really doing well.
That's what we want going into this phase of the season. It's going to be challenging, you know, these next few weeks. So we want to make sure that we're hitting on all cylinders and not allowing breakdowns along the line or in the secondary.
So I know every week is a progression, and that you're looking for improvement every week from every position. And what did you see this week, week 3, that you liked?
Okay. Offensively, I thought that our O-line continues to improve. Their footwork was much better this week. That was something we really honed in on. Bear got back, he got pulled out the sleds, and was working, some of our positioning and our flat back and steps and so forth, using our leverage, so forth. I thought that improved in this game. So that was a point of emphasis offensively. Defensively, last week we felt like Coach Edwards said he felt like we had too many missed tackles, and so we really had a emphasis defensively on just the techniques of tackling and running to the ball, wrapping up, hanging on, and I thought we did a better job of that last night as well.
Yeah, and so I thought everything looked good. Special teams, looked good.
Absolutely, we felt like we would have a chance to take a kickoff back. That was something that we've been improving and have just missed a block or two. And right there to start the game, we put it all together and got a couple of key blocks at the, right where we're trying to hit and create the seam. And of course, Rowan did the rest. So great job of starting off the game with some good momentum.
Yeah, I thought so too. And I agree with you. Offensive line looked really good. We're going to look at some film here in a minute and look at a screen or two that they set up. I commented on the broadcast last night, man, you got to, a lot of times, the quarterback gets the credit. Oh, he waited and delivered a perfect shot, and the running back, he weaved through and he got the touchdown. I thought both of those touchdowns should be accredited to the offensive line.
Absolutely. They're doing a great job. Yeah. One, the timing is important because you've got to make it look like a pass so that you're selling it and get those guys rushing, and then to be able to get out, and they're just supposed to be obstacles. Sometimes they get worried about, do they go out there and cream the guy? And I said, we talked to them, don't worry about that. You just run and be an obstacle. The guy with the ball, he'll weave off of you. So they're getting that in their head, and it looked good.
It looked really good. It looked really good on film. So let's watch some of that. Okay. You want to? Let's look at some of the film.
Yes, sir.
In my old eyes, I can't see this card that far away, so I'll set them up. You're holding the card today. So the first one we're going to look at is the Rowan Fluellen opening kickoff return, which was just beautiful.
Absolutely. You're going to see these guys, they do a good job of squeezing their alignment, and they're going to try and pooch it to the corner, deep corner on the kickoff. Rowan catches it. He's going to draw in the kickoff unit. Now watch, I've got circled here Keith Rockwell, and watch the block he puts on this guy right there. Just knocks the guy down. You're going to see another key block here I've got circled where they drive a guy backwards. Rowan hits the seam, and then it's just off to the races, and he takes it to the house.
Yeah.
But, the difference between just being tackled right there and taking that back for a score, it's those two blocks. Those two things right there that we had circled, that's the key. So Rowan scored the touchdown. Obviously, he's very talented. That's why we have him back there. But that point of emphasis right there at the 35-yard line, that was a great job.
Yeah, and the second thing we're going to look at is the defensive line disrupts the play. This is Amaro and Jose tackle for loss.
Absolutely. You're going to see, first of all, Derek Borda. He's standing up outside in a 5 technique. I've got him circled there. Watch the penetration he gets, blowing up the lineman, which takes the running back way off his path. And then here come Amaro and Jose to come in for the tackle. So the penetration by Derek disrupted the whole thing. And then they come swarming in to finish up. So great job there.
Third clip we're going to look at is Rowan takes a screen to distance. And this is kind of what we were talking about with the offensive line.
Exactly. Okay, so we've got Rowan out here in our trips formation. Their D-line, they were really bringing a lot of pressure, and they're coming upfield hard. So we get the ball out into him, and here come our linemen. You're going to see this wall coming out into where the secondary and linebackers are, and Rowan gets out into the lane behind them and then takes it. Now, I circled here. Here's Braden Clinton. He's, our right tackle. Here he is. He's 5 yards behind Rowan, running down.
Well, he's pretty fast.
He is for a 285-pound guy, and I love how he's celebrating with his teammate. So that's good stuff.
Braden Rash told me this week. He said, "How'd practice go today?" And of course, Braden weighs 155 pounds, and Braden Clinton's
285.
Yeah. And so he said, "Man, I had to go up against Braden Clinton today. I hate going against that guy." I'm like, he's so big, you ought to just be able to get around him or spin off of him. He goes, not Braden Clinton. He said, you don't know how fast he is.
He's pretty quick.
And
once he gets his hands on you, you're not going.
Yeah, he's a big, tough guy, and he's got a lot of speed behind him.
That's right.
That is amazing to see a tackle.
Yeah.
Right
Hustling
behind the
like
back.
that.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yes.
This next one is clip 4 is Ashton Haynes. This is a TD pass reception.
And this is another screen. So again, they're bringing the house. They're bringing D-line hard upfield. And so we're going to take Ashton and slip him out here to the right.
And look at them release.
And here they come.
Look at that line.
So here they get out in front. They're leading the way. Gives him a lane to run in. I've got Parker Gilo highlighted right there. He seals off the guy that could have caught him, and then Ashton's speed takes over, and he goes the distance. Big play.
Yeah, that was awesome. I loved watching the offensive line set that up. They did a great job right there. I mean, amazing.
No doubt.
Clip 5 is the defense once again creating a turnover.
Okay, you're going to see here Atlanta makes a pretty good gain here. They run the ball. Got a guy back there, Dickerson, that's pretty agile. And right here, you're going to see we've got him held up. And what we teach at that point, when you've got hands on a guy, hold him up, then somebody come in and rip the ball out. And that's exactly what you see Michael Colbert do. He sticks his arm in, rips the ball out. It's on the ground. Now our guys go scrambling for it. And Jose Hernandez ends up getting the ball. Huge turnover for us and a momentum swing.
Clip 6. This is Jay Rockwell. Of course, he had a couple of touchdown passes over in the corner. And both of them he had to go get.
He did.
You know, it was a chore. It wasn't a give me.
No.
It was a chore for both of them. I mean, he really looked like a guy that catches on Saturday in both of these clips. But this is a TD catch from Tennyson in the corner.
You're right. You're going to see him over here. We had a lot of those to Dylan Fluellen over in this corner last year.
Yeah.
But you see Jay here. He's matched up one-on-one. Watch his release. Does a great job working the guy, creates separation. Brandon puts it right where he can catch it only. And just a big play to finish off a great drive.
And did it twice.
Yes, did it later in the game.
And both times he had to go up over the defender was there.
Yes.
I mean, the defender did a good job. He was in position, doing about as good as you can do in that situation. So it had to be thrown perfectly, and you had to have an aggressive receiver, an athletic receiver that can jump out of the gym and go get it. And that's what he did.
6'2", and that helps.
Yeah, it helps. I'm sure you and I could still do
Absolutely.
that. Yeah, absolutely. Not a question.
We're 6'1", so exactly.
Keith Rockwell, catch and run for a TD. And this guy, let me tell you, he is just a fire plug.
He is.
This kid, for those of you that don't know, how tall is Keith? He's not that big.
5'9".
5'9", probably 215.
215, yeah.
But he benches like 350.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just an absolute
extremely strong.
Just powerhouse.
Right.
I mean, watch this catch and run. And he's got good hands.
He does. He does. He's very versatile. Plays linebacker as well. But here's another screen. Again, they're getting a lot of pressure. This is Keith. Here, he's going to set up like he's blocking. Brandon's going to pump, drift, and there's Keith sliding out. Here come the linemen.
Look at that. Look at that perfect wall right there. Look at that.
And then Keith makes one guy miss and walks into the end zone. So really nicely executed.
Man, this offensive line, I hope they got scored well during film today.
They had a good week.
Yeah.
They really did.
Yeah, they ought. Somebody ought to buy them some ice cream. We need to have like an ice cream supper for the line.
They probably like ice cream.
Yeah, I bet they do. But they deserve it this week. They played extremely well. I was so impressed. And this is an interception by Rowan Florell, and he had one last week.
Right. Again
this week.
That's right. You know, Rowan, he's just a big play guy. And so here he is. I've got him circled in the secondary. They go deep. He plays his quarter of the field, reacts, goes up, makes the pick, and ends the drive.
To the point of the ball. I mean, that's just the way you train them right there.
When you have a great wide receiver playing DB, then a lot of times it ends up at our ball.
So here's another interception that we had in the fourth quarter. This is to Eric Tate.
Eric Tate. Eric is a sophomore, very athletic, and is winning more and more reps every week. Being very coachable, he's tough. He gives us a chance to give Rowan a break, so he's playing the same position Rowan plays. And you can see the thing I like here is he's working back here at his safety position. He's the deepest guy. You know, he's behind the receiver. He's matching him. The ball's a little bit high. He picks it off, gets the ball back for us, and from there, we ended up using most of the fourth quarter and ran the clock out and ended up scoring before the fourth quarter was over. But just anytime you can get us the ball back, that's a huge part of the game and a big emphasis for us.
Well, and traditionally, we never win time of possession in games. And the reason is because we do move so fast.
Mm-hmm.
We put in a lot of plays.
Mm-hmm.
You guys put up 40, 50, I've seen 60 plays in a game, which is unusual from back in our day.
Right.
That's double what we used to try to run. And you score so quickly a lot of times that we always lose possession time. I thought we did a good job last night of kind of balancing time of possession, keeping the ball on the ground, keeping it moving,
Trying to mix
trucking
it up
down the field. So
well, and that's something you think about too. When you're going to have to play really good teams, a Carthage or whatever, you don't want your defense out there all the time.
Yeah.
Because that eventually they're going to wear on us. So time of possession is important. And we want to be a big play team and we want to play fast, but we also want to be cognizant of the game and how the flow of the game. So being able to speed up, slow down, it's an important part.
yeah. So next week we get to travel. We're back on the road. We got to go to Lindale, Texas.
Going to Lindale.
What are we facing over there?
Lindale, played in the state championship last year.
Yep, good team.
A very good team.
Bigger team.
Very big team. They've got a lot of kids. They've got a returning quarterback who's a solid player. He's a ball player. Real heady, accurate in his throwing. Big, tall guy. It's probably about 6'2" or 3". Runs pretty decent. They do a good job of running the inside zone. That's their main play, and they've got a lot of different ways that they're able to run it. They like to fake it and hit their fullback out in the flat, run flood routes and so forth. Defensively, they're very well coached. They can play 4 down. They can play 3 down. They can give you a whole handful of looks in the secondary. So, this week will be one where we'll have to do a good bit of preparation this weekend, the coaches, as far as making sure we're on top of all the different looks they'll give us, and then try and make it simple and go get after them next week.
Yeah, I noticed you showed a lot of different looks defensively this week, as far as number of defensive linemen down line. How do you decide that? How do you go from 3 to 6, 3 to 5, and not in the red zone? I mean, out in the middle of the field.
Well, with their issues they've had with some injuries at quarterback, they were putting the Dickerson kid back at quarterback and running kind of a wildcat thing. So we knew that they'd be pretty highly dominant run, and so as a result, we loaded the box. And so now you're
taking
just,
every gap.
Absolutely. You're just putting more and more people up in there. In fact, you even saw our corners, like Landon came all the way up on the edge of the line and was a part of a tackle up there, our cornerback. So depending on what formation they were in, we just kept bringing in more people down into the box.
Yeah.
So that's why you saw it really loaded up.
Yeah. Great. Well, so big game this next week.
Yes.
On the road, we need everybody to travel if you can. Make your way over to the beautiful Lindale Stadium. They got a great
Gorgeous.
facility
Played
over
there
there.
in the playoffs last year.
Played there last year.
Yeah.
One of my, I would play every game in the playoff.
It's really
there.
nice there.
It's a great stadium.
Right.
So come over. It's a very nice stadium. Root for the Buckeyes, and if you don't, make sure you watch and listen, because we will have play-by-play and be broadcasting, obviously, the entire game. So good luck with that one. It's going to be a battle next week.
It will be.
That's a big school. They're a Division I school, right? Yeah, so they're a
right.
bigger school, and so this won't be a cakewalk. The
This will be
Buckeyes
like
are
a
going
playoff
to
game.
they're going to get challenged in this one. This is going to be a good game. So if you like Friday night football, this is going to be a good test for the Buckeyes.
That's right.
We talk about the depth we have. We're going to get it tested on Friday night.
That's
so
exactly right.
Come out and support the Buckeyes. On behalf of Coach Schmetzel and myself, Jeff Rash, thanks for watching.